Hey, singers. Welcome to Friday, guys. Dr. Dion Napier with Amplify Voice Studio. I hope everybody is doing well today. We're going to do a brief live about how to eliminate tongue tension. I had a singer that is currently in my course that asked about tongue tension, and I told her, sure, I'll make a video. And so I'm here to talk about that today. I hope everybody is doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. When you hop on, my replay watchers, welcome. Just please drop in the chat where you're from. I always like to see where people are from. And thank you guys so much for being here. This is going to be real quick. So, tongue tension, y'all. Singers, all different ability levels, from beginner to advanced level. A lot of times we have an enemy called tongue tension, and tongue tension can really affect the quality of your sound, and it can affect how easily you produce sound. So we can't ignore it. We have to deal with it. And so one of the biggest issues with singers is what we call base root tongue tension. Okay, it's like the base of the tongue way in the back, and it's blocking off resonating space in the throat. So your sound becomes like obstructed. Like that tongue is really thick and it's pulling down. You know what I mean? Also, too, with tongue tension, you have to be aware of just being tense, like in the neck area, under the chin, this digastric muscle, which we need for swallowing, but it gets in the way when we're trying to sing. So those types of muscles we have to be aware of and just do some things to loosen that stuff up. You see me massaging under my chin? Right? If you feel that tongue pressing down, and if you have tongue tension issues, you just press it back, like saying, no, you're going to relax. And eventually it will relax. So you want to just make sure before you start your session, your practice session, that you stretch the neck, that your body is loose. If you exercise or warm up or stretch your body, that is always going to help alleviate tension in the body, which will transfer to alleviating tension in the voice. Okay, so those are just some easy tips. So let's see, where do I want to go with? Let's go straight to ways to eliminate. Okay, so one vocalese that you can do to eliminate tongue tension, guys, is a vocalese with your tongue out. So I got I think 3 exercises, and 2 out of 3 of them is going to be with your tongue hanging out. Yes, it's sloppy. Yes, it's messy, but it's going to get you the result you want. Okay, because otherwise with the tongue tension, I think I just did this, you get this conurtal kind of sound. If you're from a classical background, you're probably used to that conurtal. A lot of times male singers can give that like that tongue, and you can hear it holding, or it's like a Kermit frog, right? It's that Kermit sound. We don't want that to transfer into our singing. We want all of that resonating space to be open and unobstructed. So here's an exercise. That's not the sound I wanted. That's the sound I wanted. So an exercise you can do is on an ah, and it's just going to be an easy arpeggio, and it's going to go like this. It's sloppy, yes. You probably gonna feel that tongue want to come back because that's your habit. You have to intentionally command it to stay out. If you need to get a piece of tissue or a towel or something to just kind of gently hold your tongue while you're doing it, just to start training it to stay out, do whatever you need to do, but don't let that tongue retract back. Okay, here we go. that's the first exercise you can do to relieve tongue tension. The next exercise is going to be a mum. I'll just start right here, and the tongue is still going to be out. So, mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Or you can do a na, still with the tongue out. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Okay, and just go up and back. But again, you're training that tongue to stay out. As I'm doing this, I think about Karen Clark Sheard. If any of y'all are like the Clark sisters, or you listen to gospel music, y'all know Karen does a lot. And if you don't know about the Karen Clark, just look her up on the internet. She's a fabulous singer. I always say if she were in the operatic world, she would be clearly a coloratura soprano, because her runs, her fireworks are amazing. But as fantastic as Karen sings, I noticed her tongue remains flat. She's singing this, and her tongue is that flat. She's doing all these runs and fireworks, but the tongue is flat. Okay, I'm like, Karen understands, you know? So you want to have that tongue really ideally resting at the back of the bottom teeth as much as you can. Just really like that. Okay? All right, the final exercise that I have for you guys, I got two more. So another thing you can do is a tongue hum. So something like, and then open it up to an You see that? Don't let it go. Don't let it choke you out. Keep the tongue out. Okay, so tongue hums and then opening up to an can also help you get more release and relieve that tongue tension. And the final exercise is just more of an articulator exercise. I hope that y'all can hear me, because I see people coming in and leaving out. I hope that my volume's working. Okay, I'm going to keep going. If it's not, I'll come back and re-record it. But the other thing is an articulator exercise. And this is something that I do with Cheryl Porter's course. And it's really, really fabulous. And it's going to go like this. Biggity, piggity, biggity, piggity, badaga, padaga, badaga, padaga, glagida, glagida, laga, 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 la. Okay, so when we start doing articulation work, that's the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. When you start to activate those and get those moving and get those flexible, that will also help to alleviate and eliminate that tongue tension. Okay, so here it is again. Biggity, piggity, biggity, piggity, badaga, padaga, badaga, padaga, glagida, glagida, laga, 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 la. Now you can rewind this video. You can slow it down so you can get it and practice it. Okay. But you can also just put it on the piano and just do like a laga, 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 la, just the ending part. So you could do laga, 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 la, laga, 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 la, just the tip of the tongue. Laga, 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 la, laga, 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 la, laga, 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 la, laga, 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 la. Keep it light. Laga, 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 la. Go ahead. Laga, 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 la. 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 Okay, that's another little articulation exercise you can do just to loosen up the tongue, loosen up the jaw, get all of these things really loose and relaxed so that tongue tension is not blocking you. Okay, so those are, I think I gave you 4 exercises, ways you can help yourself to eliminate tongue tension. Y'all take those into the practice room and try those, and then come back on this video and let me know how it went. Okay, thank you for you guys who are joining. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. If you don't have questions, that's fine too. So I want to invite you guys to look at the links in the description because I do have some new products available. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'll mention it again. I do have some new products available. They just hit the market today, some digital products for beginner singers and worship leaders. I primarily target and serve classically trained singers and professional level commercial singers, but I know that some of you all are beginners. Some of you all specifically sing worship. You follow me, you like the stuff I'm doing, and I didn't have any resources for you, but now I do. So if you click the link in my description, it says training for beginners and worship leaders. I have some training sets with manuals that you guys can use. You will not find this anywhere else. It's not on YouTube, so don't even look for it, okay? It is specifically packaged and bundled to help beginner singers and worship singers get started, conquer some of the challenges of those first steps to singing, and worship leaders to give you guys more of a routine, a practice routine, a warm-up routine that you can do before you go to church. So anyway, look at the link in the description. Those are available. Early Black Friday access is open. Check those out. If you are a classically trained singer or professional level contemporary artist and you are interested in my Basics of Mix and Belt course, we start our next cohort January the 11th, and registration is now open. You can just DM me Mix over on Instagram and we can chat. Because here's the thing, tongue tension and lots of that stuff, sometimes we can think like, oh, that's basic, whatever. But that's something you have to constantly stay on top of. You know, if you're trying to learn how to mix and learn how to belt, but some of these foundational elements have not been oiled, what I like to say, we haven't checked back in on it in a while. As you're trying to move forward and progress and expand your vocal skill set into mixing and belting, you may have to go back and revisit some of these other things. So I'm really glad that my student Angela brought up the tongue tension, and I'm really glad to share these resources with you guys, okay? So anyway, click the links down in the description. DM me Mix or Belt on Instagram if you're interested in my course. We can chat and see if it would be a fit for you. And then beginners and worship leaders, click the link to get my new digital products that are available to help you guys get started. All right, that's all I got today. I'll be back next week. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye-bye.